Good morning. This is my fourth status update of my 30-mile walk of truth. Now, what is a 30-mile walk of truth, you're going to ask, is what I'm doing. I'm walking from Delray Beach to the Broward County Courthouse, where on September 17th, I have a court date with the petitioner. So, the idea here is that on this 30-mile walk, it's the walk of truth. I believe in truth. That's what I believe in. So let me tell you the truthful thing that has occurred on this 30-mile walk, the last leg of the trip that I haven't talked about yet. So recently, this last leg was great. I found a club that I hung out in. I met a nice woman. I've met a couple nice women. I met a sommelier. She was great. Watch my other video on that one. I met Olga, who I didn't tell you about. Olga is a beautiful Russian woman who told me all about her life, about her travels to Italy. She was a ballerina. She owned a restaurant, a pizza restaurant, and now she's working at that restaurant. I mean, just such a nice, truthful, authentic woman. She had no reason to lie. She was like telling me her deep, sometimes when you meet someone in travels, it's the best way to meet someone. And then you leave and you say goodbye and that's it. You don't even keep in contact. Why? You see, we always talk about telling the truth to your spouse, to your loved ones, to your family, like those people you have to tell the truth to, right? Like you want to live a truthful life with them. It's so important to you. But sometimes it's very hard to tell who you deeply are at that moment. Remember, people change every day. You're a brand new person every day. And you should be. You're learning, you're evolving, right? But why is it so important to talk to that dude at the restaurant or the passerby or the coffee shop? Why is that so important? And then never see him again. The answer is because that's the authenticity. That's where you really know yourself. That's where you really, really are. You see, there's no ramifications. You're not going to see the person again the next day. You're not trying to get anything. It's not one of those things where you're trying to get it. True authenticity is when you talk to that person 1,000 miles away from you in a restaurant under a different name. Who knows if her name was really Olga? I don't know. It was. She showed me her Facebook later, but it doesn't matter. Authenticity. Just get to know yourself by doing that. Take a drive 1,000 miles away from wherever you are. Go into a restaurant under an assumed name. Sit down. Talk to somebody for 10 minutes. Ask them who they are. And then tell them who you are. That's, who you think you are at that moment. And then you could build upon that. Don't get so concerned about answering the question that most people have. What's your name? What do you do? Where do you work? What do you do? How do you do? What do you like? What do you this? Every social media profile, doesn't it ask you all those questions? And you answer them, right? But, do you know? Do you really know the answers? Hopefully you don't. What would this journey be like if you knew all the answers? What's the point of having the journey? Why don't you just write out everything and be like, here I am, and then just write it in a piece of paper, just hand it to everybody everywhere you go? No, the whole idea is to change, to learn, to have experiences as to why. Why would you have those? To explore, for it to become part of you, right? I want you to know that Stanley is like Wilson, okay? This bottle is like with me all the time. It's like Wilson. You know Wilson from Castaway, the volleyball that Tom Hanks used, that he fell in love with? Then he went into the water, and I think it started to drift away, and it was screaming, Wilson, Wilson. So, if Stanley leaves me, I'm going to scream. Like, let's say Stanley starts to float away in the water, I'm going to be like, Stanley, come back. Good movie, We Castaway. You know what the most telling part of that movie is when he's done. It's like a month later or something, and Tom Hanks is home, and he goes to that little place where he has crab. There's a buffet of like crabs and lobsters and like fish and drink and fire and I remember he did the lighter or whatever, and how he fought for those things for months on a desert island to survive. How many days it took him to find the crab to eat, to live. Wow. I mean, what a way to know yourself, to be on that desert island. I wish these glasses are amazing. Do you see? Look, watch these glasses. Watch this. Look, they bend in like that. And watch this. They bend in like that. The whole thing bends together into like a little ball. It's so funny. I don't know why though. I mean, I guess it's to make it small so it could like fit into like a little pouch or something. I thought that was cool. I need more water. I am hydrating myself, I'll tell you that. Very, very important. Very important. But look at these nights. Do you see the moon? Look. That's the moon. It's a good shot, right? Yeah. So, on this walk of truth, I'll tell you this much, what I've learned so far. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of good people out there trying to just do the journey like the rest of us. That's it. And there's people waiting for you that you haven't met yet, that you have to go meet. You have to go meet them. They're waiting for you. You don't know who they are. They're waiting for you and they need you to talk to them and then leave. They need you to share what you know and then leave because they need that information. You have to go out there and give them that information, that value that you have, that you got already. It might be a small amount, and it might not be, you might not think it's an answer, but for someone else, it might be that ripple that they need, and that ripple will go on further. If you want to know if you're important, you are. And I'm going to tell you why. Everything you do is a ripple into the universe. And I mean the universe. Let's talk physics, right? If not your voice being a wavelength, nothing more than a wavelength, okay? Maybe not even unique, but that's okay. Let's say it is a unique wavelength. Well, does the universe not need that wavelength? Of course. It's trying to explore every path math could take. And you are part of that math. You are an algorithm in that math. And you should hold on to that. And then as you evolve it, make it different wavelengths, whatever it is, and you send it out into the universe. Do not be ashamed. Because the universe asked for that. It needs it. It needs you. So be part of it. A good part. Don't hurt other people. So show that to the universe. Show that to physics. I don't worry about the whole existential dread part. Oh my God, the Earth's going to be enveloped by the sun in 1 billion years. Maybe, but fine, let's say that's true. The ripples of you are still out there. We are eternal. And what we do is eternal. My friend said it's the worst curse to become intelligent. Not that I'm intelligent, trust me. But it's the worst curse to start really going deep into philosophy, like the Russian nihilists. Stay away from them. Even if you come up with the idea that it's all a delusion, even if you do, well, what delusion do you want to live? I say, if I'm going to live in a delusion, if it all is, then don't hurt others. Don't hurt yourself. I would say you don't have to do kind work if that's not what's meaningful to you. If what's meaningful to you is to sit in a room and paint art for 20 years, then good. You see, what other people say you should think and do is not you. What you are is when you go 1,000 miles from your house and you speak to that guy sitting at the bar, restaurant, coffee shop, and you tell him what's going on in your life and who you are. And that doesn't mean who you are anyway, because the next day you could choose differently and do differently. So don't get wrapped up in these labels, because you don't have to be that thing, label, character that someone else is putting you in their play. It's your play. You are the writer of the play. You're the critic of the play. You're the actor of the play. All of it. And that's where we get to things like duress and extortion and coercion. And I think that's why I might find some meaning in the work I do as a forensic CPA that investigates financial fraud and corruption. Because that's truly what is the truth that I'm looking for. It's to make sure people are free from being coerced, extorted, under duress to be something that they're not and do something that they don't want to do, to live free. I'll give you my next status update soon. I'm 12 miles away. I walked 16 miles already. What do you know? I'm pretty good, right? Anyway, the Walk for Truth is on. 30 miles, baby. Walk for Truth from Delray Beach to the Broward County Courthouse for the court case of the century to meet the petitioner. Maybe more dramatic for, I don't know, someone. Make life dramatic. Hey, it's my play, right?